All right, guys. Congrats on the win. I want to start with you, Drew. Tell me about that game winner there in double overtime.
Yeah, uh, I don't know. It's knockout play. I think something I was thinking about after the game was that even though we went to overtime, we didn't really change anything about how we wanted to play. We didn't give in to just kicking along. We kept doing what we were doing, and then I think it was like our goal was pretty good build up. I think Eunice won the ball back. Then I think it went from Ken to Freddie to Clarence to me to Lillian. Keeper made a good save, and then thanks be to God, I was just able to be in the right place to finish.
Clarence, tell me about that goal right there because Georgia Southern had just gone up with thanks to that PK, and then not even a minute later, you managed to get it back to a one goal game again, and ended up kind of starting that run that led to the game tying a couple minutes later. So, what was that mindset after that PK like for you?
Like we said after the second goal, we didn't have anything to lose. So we were like, we have to go together to step forward and to try to like every time we had like any opportunity to score, to shoot, to make something. So everybody was really determined, really focused, and we knew that we had nothing to lose. So yeah, that was what was going through our minds at this moment. So yeah, I feel like that's a team goal. Everybody worked for it. So yeah.
Talk about Lillian, both of you, because he also then ties it up with an insane goal to tie it up at 2-2. He's had a great year, newcomer of the year. Talk about the his goal, because that really, I thought from that point on, it really changed the match, because at that point, I thought you controlled the match, but his impact this season on the team.
No, Lilian, yeah, he's like he has a big impact obviously on the team because he scored 10 goals already in the season, so which is huge on the first season here. And his second goal was really helpful because I think it was not even like 5 or 10 minutes after we conceded the second goal of Georgia Southern. And I think at 2-2 we knew that the win was for us and that we will do everything to get it. So yeah, I think his impact on the team is huge, and he was really involved and he really wanted us to win even at 2-0 and didn't give up. So yeah, I think it's really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would just agree. I think after that goal, like Georgia Southern didn't have too much, but they were still able to go up 2-0. And then once we brought it back, like Clarence said, I think we sort of knew that we had it. And I'll echo Lillian's impact on the team this season. He's been so important, and he's a guy who I think is going to continue to do really well for us.
Clarence, both you and Lillian were named to the All Sun Belt first team this season. Just what does it mean to you to be able to get that conference honor in your last season, Clarence?
Really happy, obviously, because in the Sun Belt I didn't win this award, so I was really happy to get the first team. I think that was deserved. I was trying to reach the Player of the Year, obviously, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. But no, like really happy, and I think Lilian is too. You get the newcomer, which I think is deserved too. So yeah, just happy and grateful, and I think that was like a teamwork because without all my teammates, without the staff, without the coaches, without everybody, I wouldn't be able to reach that. So just happy.
Well, we would have voted for you for Player of the Year if it was up to us. If we had a vote. I want to ask both of you. Start with you, Drew. Describe the elements. What was it like playing? It looked like it was snowing sideways. Like, well, describe the weather. What was it like playing in those conditions?
Yeah, it was freezing, it was snowing, it was windy, it was sort of the opposite of Florida. I was on the bench for most of the game, and I think all the other guys who were on the bench would agree, like we were freezing. I think the guys on the field were also freezing. And but the elements affect both teams. And so I think that at the end of the day, like it kind of levels the playing field. And we had to deal with it, but I don't think that it changed too much about how we played or anything like that.
You did, of course, bore witness to the Kentucky and Coastal Carolina match beforehand that ended up going to penalty kicks. What was it like to get a chance to watch that? And I know you got Kentucky coming up, but what was it like to kind of get a chance to see them play right there?
We didn't get to see too much of the actual game. We sort of got to the field right around the time they were going to penalties. I think it was honestly great to see that part of the game because penalties is kind of like the height of pressure knockout play, and we know that in any of our games, we could go into penalties, but I think now we focus on film and just trying to figure out how we want to play for that game tomorrow.
What's it like to play in Lexington and playing them in their stadium? What do they bring to the table?
I think they're gonna have a lot of people at their game. The atmosphere is gonna be obviously like different, and but we're used to it. We played away at Marshall. We played few games in the past years where people had like a big crowd and it was loud. So I think we are ready for it. And anyways, we have to do it. So yeah, we'll go there with the right mindset and we'll try to go with the win for the win.
For both of you, Kentucky was your first conference play matchup back when it began. You had to travel up to Lexington for that as well. How is this team different from that matchup versus going into this next one, both of you?
Yeah, I think the college season is so short that I think what the best teams do is they may not start the best, but they're able to grow. And I think that, like you said, that was our first game. I think our team has grown a lot. I think just our understanding of each other, our understanding of the way that like our system works, that our staff wants us to play. So I think that overall, like everyone is more prepared for uh, this match.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying because I think we had 17 new players who arrived to the team, so which is huge. And now we know each other pretty well, and we know what we didn't do well when we played against Kentucky in the first game. We're gonna learn from our mistakes, and we're gonna hopefully get the win on Wednesday.
Drew, what's it like for playing with Clarence, such a playmate, well, the nation's leader in assists and a goal scorer, having a great year? What's it like being side by side with him?
Yeah, it's awesome. One of my favorite things of since I've been at UCF is to play with older guys who are like really high level. And I think the best thing about playing with Clarence is he's really good as a player, but he talks to you and he's a leader on the field. And obviously, it's nice when he gives you really good passes, but I think more importantly, he gives you feedback and like tips and advice and that helps you take your game to the next level.
Well, for both of you, UCF is now, of course, in year three of the Sun Belt, but that win against Georgia Southern marks the first win in a Sun Belt tournament game. What was it like to finally, get get that first one? Just given the past two times you've been to the Sun Belt tournament.
I think that was important because we never experienced that because we lost, fortunately, the last 2 years we lost in the first round. And I think that was huge because when I felt the group being all together and I felt something different that I never felt before during the game at halftime, at the end of the game, at the beginning of the overtime. I felt like we're all together and the energy was really great. And I think he give us like a lot of confidence for what's coming on Wednesday.
My last question is, what's going to be a couple keys for you in this Kentucky match to have success here moving forward as you get ready?
I think we had to have this mindset in the last game. I think that with tournament games, it's just never give up. No matter what happens, like a lot of crazy things happen. I think you saw the West Virginia game, like there's late goals. And I think as long as you don't give up and you trust that if you do the right things, then you'll get the opportunities, then I think we'll be fine because like I said, it's tournament play and crazy things happen. And so no matter what happens, we just have to stick to our game plan and trust ourselves and trust each other.